AI isn't the real problem. The problem is we built an economy where jobs are the only way people get purchasing power, and now we're removing all the jobs. Everyone says automation makes things more efficient, but here's what they're not telling you. Efficiency doesn't automatically mean people can afford anything. If income disappears, demand disappears with it. I'm Ben Sterling. I advise executive and board level teams on capital structure and economic risk. So follow the capital, because this is where the system starts to break. So here's what economists and institutions have said for years. Workers aren't just a cost, they are also the demand. Capital grows faster than wages. Stimulus can boost demand short term, and global markets can offset local slowdowns. So the narrative is, don't worry, automation's replacing jobs, but the system will adjust. But look at what's actually happening. Credit is not expanding cleanly, it's stressed. Delinquencies are rising. People are using debt to survive, not to grow. That's not expansion, that's saturation. Housing, the prices went up faster than the wages. In education, costs exploded, and it's financed mainly by debt. Healthcare, optimized for billing, not affordability. This is exactly what Thomas Piketty warned about. Capital compounds, wages don't keep up. And people say the government will step in, but let's break that down. Do they do a stimulus? That's a temporary band-aid. It boosts long-term inflation pressure, and unemployment doesn't match the cost of living. And subsidies go to corporations, not consumers. So you're not stabilizing demand, you're distorting it. People think rising assets help everyone. They don't. If you don't already own assets, you can't qualify, you can't compete, you get priced out. So the asset growth doesn't fix demand, it concentrates purchasing power. Another argument is that companies will just sell globally. And it's not that simple. Trade tensions are rising. Supply chains are fragmented. Countries are localizing production. Even the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, is warning about this shift. So you can't just export your way out anymore. Here's what's actually happening. Automation increases output. Labor income decreases. Credit fills the gap. Credit hits limits. Assets inflate but exclude most people. That leads to one place: demand compression. This is where it gets serious. We're moving toward asset holders control capital, income, and ownership, and non-asset owners rely on limited income streams. That's not a middle class, that's a split system. AI doesn't break the economy, it exposes the flaw that was already there. We tie purchasing power to jobs and then build systems to eliminate jobs. If income isn't replaced or access to assets is restricted, then efficiency doesn't create growth, it creates concentration. Follow if you want to see how capital actually moves, because this shift is already happening.